What's going on is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. The latest news, it's always another one. DJ Akademiks is being accused and sued of defamation, rape, and sexual assault, along with two others, which is a couple of his homeboys. I remember a couple of months ago, at least a couple of months ago, maybe even more, he was speaking about this on his live stream about a woman that was accusing him, and he was actually speaking about another woman that he was in a relationship with that was basically finessing him at the time. But then in addition to that, like he had went on his late night rant, and he had went to his studio where he would usually shoot his Spotify podcast at the time, and he went on his long rant about this girl that was at his crib, and she had wound up busting down his homeboys and all of this other stuff or whatever, right? But let me just go ahead and break down to you what Rolling Stone and Complex and every other platform is talking about, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts because one of the things that I like to stand on, and I'm consistent with this, is that I don't believe in convicting anybody, whether I like them or dislike them, which I don't dislike academics. I think he's very good at what he does. I do think he is sent, but I think that he's very good at what he does. I don't believe in convicting anybody in the court of public appearance or public opinion, especially when it comes from accusations from a woman in a lawsuit. But we'll get there. Let's scroll down a little bit, and it says academics has been sued. Basically, there is no actual real police accusation. Yo, I'm about to send him to jail. He did this to me. It's not like his, um, you know, statute of limitations 10 years ago, nothing like that. This is something that she is saying had recently happened to her, but she's suing. This is the new play, ladies and gentlemen. This is not oh man, I'm about to go tell the police, I want to get a rape kit, and then prosecuting. This is, I'm going to go and make sure that I humiliate him to the general public and try to finesse him out of everything that he's ever worked for. Let's continue. Sued for rape and defamation by a woman who claimed he and two other men had sexually assaulted her in 2022. Again, fairly recent. Lawsuit was filed on Tuesday by, we're just going to call her Zaya, who met the internet personality in 2021, according to the lawsuit obtained by Complex. They dated briefly sometime after that, according to the lawsuit. Claims she was invited to Akademiks' home in July 2022 and was welcomed by two men she didn't expect to be there. The two men then allegedly spiked her drink. This is what she's saying in the lawsuit. We're just gonna read it for what it is. Continued to serve her alcohol up until they raped her on the pool deck of Akademiks' home. She then stated she was awoken at 4 a.m. by Akademiks pulling her hair and prying open her legs and brutally busting her down. She then accused him of penetrating her on both sides. Claimed she begged Akademiks to stop, even to the point where she was crying for most of this assault, but losing her ability to move physically. All right, this is her. This is what she looks like. Um, I believe just by default, outside of this, right, outside of all of this, because again, he did go into detail about how he had invited this chick over and then he fell asleep and she was basically busting down with his homeboys and all of that. And then they left, which, that's wild how he described it because he basically described the group of guys that wasn't really his friends, but was really using them for what it was that they can get access to and what they can get from him. Which I think that that's a whole nother conversation. But this is the girl right here, and this is one of her Instagram pictures and pages. Very normal looking black girl, whatever, no big deal. Nothing to write home about. It says elsewhere in the lawsuit, she stated that she asked academics what happened in the next morning. How were you able to recall what happened, but then you asking what happened? The next morning, to which he showed her a garbage can that had two condom wrappers inside, which hinted that the two men continued to rape her inside the home after what happened on the pool deck. She also claimed that academics showed surveillance footage of the alleged attack on the pool deck. According to Ms. Abashe or Bash, as she watched the video, she looked like she was just lying there lifeless, which did not sit right with her. So, okay, so wait a minute. You go over a man's house late at night. You have drinks with the homies while he's doing whatever it is that he's doing, whether he's asleep, whether he's live streaming or whatever. Let me just read the rest of this. Following the incident, she claimed academics texted her to get tested. which he talked about, because he said that she called him, and then he confronted her and was like, and this is just loosely recalling what he did the live stream about. He confronted her and was like, "Yo, you for the streets, because you busting out my homies, and you know what I'm saying, when I was drunk or whatever like that." And then he wound up, she was trying to act like, "Oh no, I would never do that to you." And then he showed her the footage, like, "No, I got cameras all over my house. I seen you." Right. And so then, she was texting him back and forth, and he was saying, "Go get tested." I got thoughts about this, but let me get to the rest of it. He advised her. She eventually contacted her lawyer before going to the police to advise her to get a rape kit done. According to the results of the kit, she claims traces of academics was found inside of her. Also spoke with authorities who took photos of the various bruises on her body. She also stated she had a recorded wire call where academics graphically recounted and admitted to having intercourse with her, and even going so as far as to describe her insides, which I'm guessing maybe he hit it before too, but who knows. Police went ahead and obtained a warrant to secure the footage and other forms of evidence of the alleged bust down. However, she claimed academics disposed of several items, the bed sheets, at the dumpster near his office. Presumably, Mr. Allen was attempting to destroy the evidence of her situation. She claimed she chose to remain silent and didn't press charges, but changed her mind after the allegations came up at the end of 2023. So then you woke back up and you said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and rehash this. He denied her and released a video where he said he was sleeping while the two men allegedly bust her down, and he didn't say that they bust her down. He just suggested that she get a kit because she was trying to act like she didn't know what was happening while she was getting it, letting it rock. This is according to what he was saying in the video, because I remember the video. He also said she was getting trained by my two men's on the pool deck. He said they was getting a train ran on her by his two men on the pool deck. All right. And also claims academics defame. She's suing for defamation her by accusing her of involuntarily having an orgy with his friends at his home while maintaining that he never participated at all. I'm confident that justice will prevail and the veil will be removed, so no other woman will have to endure what I did. Tyrone Blackburn added, litigation is always the last resort. After several unsuccessful attempts to resolve this case, she was left with no choice but to file. And basically, what that means to me is that he refused to play ball. He refused to pay her. She was trying to get a bag out of him, and so as a result, they suing. Whatever this is, it'll be handled in court. Just know, according to the law, according to the police, and according to all sanctioned governing authorities, Academics is an innocent man who has never been charged of anything of the sort that has to do with any deviancy or anything like that. Hasn't been charged, will never be charged, and that is a fact, he said on the stream on Rumble. Um, he took down his Instagram page, and fans was questioning whether he deactivated his page or social media platform suspended on his account. Blah 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 blah. But ultimately, what it comes down to is this, right? He's being accused. His house was raided as a result of all of these different accusations. Nothing ever came afloat as far as any charges whatsoever. So the thing that I'm wondering is, how can you be sued for something when there's no actual criminal charges that's been filed against you? So I'm guessing that they lean in more heavily on the defamation aspect of it than they are on the actual, he did something, whatever, blah, 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 charges thing. The other side of this is this, and I keep telling y'all all the time, and y'all keep saying, "Oh, Anton, you just be acting paranoid or whatever." Any woman that comes around me, any of them, they have to get that paperwork every single time. Not only do I exercise the discipline, but you also gonna get that paperwork lying on you. And what do I mean by paperwork? I mean, you know what I mean by the paperwork. I'm not gonna go through the paperwork. Is there, is available, is popping. All right. My point is that protect yourself at all times, whether you're a regular person or whether you're a very popular person. Because the greater you become, the more likely it is for somebody to be around you that's not supposed to be there, and then they want to put a lawsuit on you for you to basically lose everything you ever worked for, and they never put a shot up in the gym with you. Cloud chasers is everywhere. Women is everywhere. They're plentiful, and you never know the intention of the ones that surround you. Yes, you could be situationally aware. Yes, you can have insight. Yes, you can vet and try to figure out which ones make sense and which ones don't. But it's also very, very, very necessary for you to still protect yourself and make sure that you put yourself in the best position possible and don't fumble the bag. Some people, and I've seen some people in my comments, and they say stuff like, but that completely kills the mood having her sign paperwork. Yeah, but it won't kill your freedom in your pocketbook. And if she's still feeling you and she's still rocking with you, she going anyway, and that paperwork ain't gonna stop nothing. If you worried about paperwork in order to bust it down, you got a bigger problem on your hands, big dog. Big discipline, business before pleasure. Make sure you take care of yourself and never convict somebody in the court of public opinion. Let the facts come out and then we go from there. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. And we're going to continue this conversation on After Hours. I love you. Peace.